Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Judith Silverman Hodara, and I'm a founder and principal at Fortuna Admissions. Delighted to have with me today Christine Kenyon, our colleague from College Coach. And we have a terrific conversation today. We really wanted to talk about, for those of you that are considering applying for eventual MBA programs, there's a lot of discussion that I recall from my days at Wharton about what is the best place to study for an undergraduate degree. Should you go to an undergraduate business program? Should you go to a liberal arts program? Should you consider other kinds of academic options? And I'm so delighted that Christine is here with us. So I'm going to toss the ball to you. And if you don't mind giving us some ideas on what you feel is the best approach for students who eventually would like to get their MBA.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. And I think it depends on the student. So I worked at Babson College, which is a small business college in Wellesley, Mass. And so we connected with students on a daily basis who knew from birth practically that they wanted to study business. Some of them knew that they wanted to start their own business and be entrepreneurs. Some of them wanted to be accountants or actuaries, but they had this inner drive and they knew that business was going to be their life. And so they wanted to get into it as soon as humanly possible after high school. So I think for certain students, going down that path of enrolling in a small business college or directly into a business college as part of a larger university makes a lot of sense. Even if you know that the MBA is your goal later on, they're just so passionate and excited that they can't think of studying anything else. I think there are other students, however, who have a variety of different interests. They enjoy taking their history classes. They enjoy philosophy, and they have an interest in business. They think they want to get their MBA one day, but they don't know exactly which path they want to go down. And I think for those students, it can be really helpful to either pursue business within a larger university that allows them to cross-register with different courses at different colleges within the university, or even to study in a broader liberal arts institution where you get to kind of sample a lot of different courses and content areas on a broader scale, but you're not necessarily so narrowly focused into a pre-professional field.
So I wanted to ask you a follow-up question to that, if I might. And of the students, I know this is a tough one, but of the students that came in studying business as undergrads, would you say that a majority of them then pursue business for their careers? Or did you have some that came in and thought, well, I'm not so sure, maybe I want to go try something? Because I know it happens in the reverse. You know, I know a lot of philosophy and English majors that end up going into business, but do you think it happens in the reverse?
I think it does. I think it does, and I think that's where knowing yourself and thinking about what's going to be the right path for you at the collegiate level is really important. There were always a handful of students that I worked with at Babson who came into the college and loved being a part of that community. So beyond the fact that they were able to study business, even if they were still figuring out what their path was, they came to Babson because they wanted a really supportive, small college environment, and they connected with the way in which Babson taught its classes. But I would have conversations in, my office at the end of each semester where students would come in and say, Christine, I don't know, things aren't going so well, and I don't know, I'm feeling like maybe I should try and pursue teaching, or maybe I want to go on and do another path or another career. And we would have these great conversations about the ways in which we could make that happen and how they could take advantage of summer coursework or summer experiences and internships to gain some exposure to those different industries that they might be interested in, and to see the ways in which they could pursue those different avenues. I do think it's a lot easier to go the reverse, to be a liberal arts major and to go into business, because I think business is one of the broadest and most welcoming fields, especially for new college grads. But I do think it's something to think about if a student has so many vastly different interests, and if their interests lie in other pre-professional fields like nursing, education, engineering. That's something that they really want to do some soul searching on before deciding to enroll in a pre-professional college, just to make sure that they understand what would be open to them and available to them should they change their mind.
Thank you so much. That was something I've always been wondering about, so I'm so glad I had the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I'm Judith Silverman Hodara, delighted that Christine Kenyon from College Coach was able to be with us today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.